at that captain right in the middle, Patrick Vieira. What a captain!
I was
What a
quite
captain!
upset about that actually. I was just watching the intro and I thought this last time that you have 3 AC Milan, you have 3 Real Madrid, and you've just stuck Patrick Vieira and it's a couple of bums there.
I'm sorry.
He's in the middle, Colleen. He's in the middle. He's in the middle. Wait. We got to introduce. We got to see. She's starting off with some fire. We're starting off. We got to get the intros out the way. Bums, bro. Bums. But anyway, hello and welcome to the Match Report hosted by Free in Midfield. I'm Cahill. Kojo is to my left. How you doing, sir?
Oh, fantastic. How you doing?
You're looking like a bit, I don't know, what is it? Uncle Ruckus right now, man. What's...
Hey.
You're going mad there. You're going mad there. You're about to call someone, I don't know, you're about to call somebody, but boy.
Firstly, I'm not Uncle Ruckus, but no. I do love the character. As crazy, mad as he is, I am not Uncle Ruckus. But
all right.
I'm good. How you doing?
Can't complain, Colleen, can we? You can't complain. How you doing?
Look, the sun is shining, the weather is sweet. I can't complain. Like it's all crazy down our neck of the woods.
It is right. North London. Callum, how you doing, sir?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm happy to make my debut. I'm aware that I'm looking like someone's auntie right now, but comfort is key. Comfort is key, man.
Oh, we love to see it. We love to see it. Let's get into the games, shall we? We'll start at St. Is it St. Mary's? Is it still St. Mary's?
It's still St. Mary's, yeah.
There we go. That's how relevant that team is. I thought they might have moved stadium by now, but they haven't. But they lost on the weekend. Southampton 0, Manchester United 1. A scrappy victory for Manchester United. Kojo, we're going to start with you. Bruno Fernandes. Now, I'm going to lie. That was a very tidy finish. That was a very, very tidy finish.
Yeah, it was a lovely goal. We played as inconsistent as possible in that game. Southampton, they were good, but they obviously don't have a cutting edge, so they're not going to really cause you much trouble. Whereas us, look at that, yeah. Let's leave that up there. I'm gonna leave that up there. Whereas us, we weren't really, really good. But I've missed the times where Man United, firstly, get away wins because that was our first away win in God knows how long. And secondly, the times where Man United could actually play bad and still win a game, because these days Man United play bad and get absolutely smoked. So it was good to get
fair, you played bad and won. It wasn't because of Man United. It was because your doors were open. If Southampton could hit a barn door, you would have been finished.
I know. I hear you, but they can't. So, so for me, I'm taking that. That's what I'm talking about, because we've had days, even on the stats first. I remember when our bogey team was Middlesbrough, and Middlesbrough used to batter us for like 90 minutes, and we still 1-0 and just run away. So I'm gonna take that. You know what I'm saying? But no, we I think we were good value for the win at the end of the day, because Southampton couldn't hit the target and we did. That's it, really.
That's it. We're going to get into a bit of a comparison here, Colleen. I'm going to tell you some stats here. I'm going to ask the guests which defender I'm talking about. So we've got 2 defenders here. Both have one's played 315 minutes, the other plays 360. One has an aerial dual success of 83%, the other 81. Now, who do you think I'm talking about here? There's 2 defenders. One plays for Manchester United, one plays for Liverpool.
Don't tell me Tiny Martinez is up there with that 8.
Van Dijk.
Martinez is up there with Van Dijk. He's actually had a better in terms of stats. He's had a better start to the season. So 9 ground duels won to Van Dijk's 4, 21 clearances to Van Dijk's 12, 8 interceptions to Van Dijk's 4, and 5 blocks to Van Dijk's 1. That might be. You can put it down to the individual, maybe, but it might be down to the fact that Manchester United's defense has been crap. But Liverpool's defense hasn't exactly been great this season either. So, what do you make of those stats right there?
I can't believe the little guy's coming through. To be fair, I think I don't even like to read too much into these stats, because I think if you look at the opposite with Saliba, I think his aerial duel is like 56%. Like it's something shocking, but you wouldn't think it. You wouldn't really think it. But in respect to United, I think you can kind of see what Ten Hag's trying to do. I mean, you can see a clear difference between Rangnick and Ole, but I don't know. I think it's still going to be a long, hard road. I think that the first 4 games, I think, will be United season, where you've had two really bad losses, and then all of a sudden you beat Liverpool. Where did that come from? And then not only did you beat Liverpool, you win 2 on the bounce. Someone get Neeks out of here. Get him out of here. So I think this is kind of symbolic of United moving forward, but it was never going to change overnight. And I think Martinez has done quite well for them, to be fair. All little guy jokes aside.
Can I just say that WWE should have taught everybody that when Rey Mysterio won the World Heavyweight Championship, that hype means nothing. Okay,
that's my crush. That was my crush growing up. Rey
there
Mysterio.
You go. Booyaka 619.
Who's that jumping out the sky? You know,
you know what I'm saying? So got to put respect on the little man's name. You know what I'm saying?
What do you make of United season so far, Kallum?
I feel like Colleen said, the inconsistencies of United is going to continue throughout the rest of the season. I know you've won 2 games on a bounce now, but at the same time, I can't remember who you're playing next, but I can easily see you dropping points again. And I mean, to be honest, like over the last year and a half or so, I've developed a real hatred for United, specifically because of the fans. So I'm praying on you lot's downfall. And yeah, I'm hoping the inconsistency continues, if I'm being honest.
Wow.
I do feel like too much is being made of Martinez's height. Like I'm seeing TalkSport doing a whole heap of segments. Oh, he's too short, but you know, the stats don't lie. I'm not really one to read into stats too much. We'll get into that when we talk about Spurs, but yeah, I don't know. Martinez, I feel like the stick's a bit unwarranted. Give him a bit of time to, fully adjust, continue playing in the Prem, and I feel like he'll prove some of the doubters wrong.
There we go. Southampton, Kojo. 4 games, 4 points. Your best friend Ralph is trying his best to survive this season, it seems.
He definitely won't finish. He won't finish bottom of the league because Bournemouth are there. That's for sure.
We'll talk about Bournemouth in a hot second. But yeah, go on.
Oh, we'll get there. Trust me, I know. I still don't know how to feel about him. I mean, Southampton not really improving the window these days. So I don't know if that's because of lack of money or if they don't have much faith in the manager or whatever it may be. But there's such a dependency on Ward-Prowse, and they need to try and find 1 or 2 individuals that can join the club that can help take the mantle or take the pressure off him a little bit. It's not that he can't handle the pressure. He's not got much pressure on him. I think Southampton fans just want to keep doing his thing. He's a captain. I think he takes that in his stride. But at the same time, it would also be good for Southampton to have a couple of players where they can look at and say, if Ward-Prowse is not performing for one particular reason, this other guy can step up. So like, when they used to have Ricky Lambert and Jose Font and all those guys, they're not the most glamorous names, but when they came to do the job, they got the job done. You know what I'm saying? And you could depend upon them. So they need to try and look for players that they can look at to make the difference. But I don't know how much of an attraction Southampton is to even get that kind of player in. So yeah, they're still, can't lie, they're still in my bottom 3 to go down this season. But who knows? Who knows Ralph Hasenhuttl and his team? Who knows? Maybe another 9-0 first before they actually do a second.
Well, so speaking of 9-0, let's get to the reason why Scott Parker may or may not have been sacked. But so obviously 9 Liverpool 9 Bournemouth 0. That was loading for a very, very long time for Liverpool. That was unnecessary. I mean, they were dead at 5-0. They should have stopped, but they weren't feeling merciful that day. I think they got like +8 goal difference now after like, was it 3 draws and one defeat or something like crazy like that? But it is what it is. Firmino scored a hat-trick. But let's not talk about the goals because Scott Parker's obviously lost his job. The first manager to go before the transfer window was even closed. I mean, he didn't exactly spend big this transfer window. He did get them up. What's your initial thoughts, Kallum, on that whole situation?
I feel for him. I mean, I'm a bit biased. I'm a Scott Parker fan from obviously his time at Spurs. But I mean, he's got them promoted. They lost to City, Liverpool, Arsenal, which is expected.
Yeah.
And then was it Villa?
Villa.
Yeah. So to be honest, I feel like it's harsh. You've got to give a man more time than that. He's got them promoted, lost to 3 teams that he should be losing to. The 9-0 is embarrassing. Obviously, you don't want to see your team lose 9-0 regardless of who you're playing. But I mean, Liverpool had all that pent-up aggression from having a terrible start to the season that it was coming. I mean, I would have thought 5-0 or something maybe. 9-0 was a bit crazy. Southampton fans must be glad. But yeah, I think it's harsh, man. I think it's harsh.
I mean, Colleen, I think the club released a statement stating that it wasn't down to results the reason why he lost his job, but down to the fact that, well, they didn't give facts, but they were hinting at maybe a bit of a tension between both parties regarding transfers. So, I mean, why do you think Scott Parker lost his job there?
I mean, I don't know. The thing is, I hear that. I don't know if I buy it though. Early on, because there's still football moves quick, and they must be one of the lowest. How much have they spent? What, 25 million? Is that it?
I think they got three. They bought three free transfers.
Yeah, like there's not much going on. Like I feel for him. If you're not getting backed as well, it's a bit. But you would think he would say, okay, it'd be my mutual consent. It kind of sounds like they've sacked him. Well, it sounds like he's been sacked. So you have to think it's the 9-0. The 9-0 is embarrassing, but I actually really like Scott Parker. I think it's a bit harsh. It's embarrassing, but you beat Villa. You got to try and beat these kind of teams that you're trying to overtake when you come up. I mean, your first goal is to survive in the league, but if you're beating the likes of Villa, despite a certain bum managing them, you know, these are the kind of teams that you want to kind of test yourself to see what level you're at in the Prem, see where you might need to improve, or see if you can really get amongst it. Arsenal, Liverpool, City, you expect it to lose. So I feel for him. But if it is the transfer thing, you would imagine it'd be by mutual consent or him walking. I can't see them being like, well, okay, well, we're not giving you money, so you're sacked. That makes no sense to me.
Makes no sense. Kojo, Scott Parker. Two fans of Scott Parker down there. Well, you a big fan?
I like his dressing.
He's got a nice cardigan, a very nice cardigan. Yeah, I think it came out as like a cardigan's like £1,200 or something like that.
Damn. Well,
yeah.
He has more money to buy more cardigans now that he's been sacked. So
there we go.
One of them ones. I don't know where he goes from here next, to be honest, because obviously he got sacked from Fulham, didn't he? Correct me if I'm wrong. He got sacked from Fulham, and now he's been sacked by Bournemouth. So I actually don't know what's next for him, because there's no proof of taking. I mean, obviously, yes, he did help the club get promoted. A team that I think shouldn't have even been there in the first place. That is a big plus in his favour. The second plus being, obviously, as you guys have spoken about, the lack of activity in the transfer window, lack of improvement. So he can use that as a reason to say in maybe his next interview, the reason why we didn't do so well is because I wasn't backed well enough to bring players in. But if there is any truth to him going into a team talk with his players and saying essentially, yeah, you're going to lose, then he's not the manager for most people. And I'm not sure. That's why I'm not sure where he goes next, because it's not really good for his CV to have two sackings within the Premier League clubs, Fulham and Bournemouth. Now, I think we all know both are going down, but for him, yeah, I don't know what's next for him. It might be Championship again.
Well, I think you're right. You know, I think that's what it is. I think he threw the game. Like, I think he just went back to his Spurs days, being like, right, okay, we're throwing the towel now. We go on. It's fine.
Let's keep this energy.
I'll let you have your moment. I'll let you have your moment.
Our moment. Kallum, when was your moment? Remind me, please. But anyway, let's keep the energy. North London, the best team in North London. We won on the weekend. 2 goals to 1. Colleen. We came back. We finally came back.
I know.
It's been like a year since that's happened.
It was lush. I'm not gonna lie. I can't stop smiling. It's great. And and I know the bubble's gonna burst at some point, because when we will lose it, like we will drop points at some point. It's gonna happen, obviously. But I don't know about how you feel. I've been trying to explain it to other fans. Like, obviously we're joking. Well, I'm joking-ish around the league-ish. But it feels like it doesn't even matter if we were to lose a game. It feels like it doesn't matter, but it feels like there's such a good connection that we do generally feel like something special is brewing outside of just one game and this, that, and the other. But Saliba, I told you, he's on death row records, baby. I said he's shackled to our cannon. And see how good it looks to be shackled to us? Look how great he looks. But it's just really refreshing to see us even come back, because it's crazy to think that a team like Arsenal, that kind of stature, have been really unable to come back from when behind in the second half in such a long time. So that was really great to see. Great team spirit. Loved it.
I mean, I agree to a certain degree. I do agree. I'm looking forward to playing in the Champions League next year. Let's say that I do believe that we have the tools necessary to get us over the line there.
He's like, yes.
I do. I'm just counting the minute of which you said that. So end of the season, I want to see if we're doing receipts.
Make sure just remember. What's the date today? The 30th of August, 2022.
I've already written that down as well. Don't worry, I'm active.
Cool, man. That's cool. I mean, just keep it there. Keep it there. I do. Don't do this. Rian, chill, man. I'm getting excited, but no. Saliba has been an absolute revelation. He's been fantastic this season. I think we agreed last time you were on that he's the guy. He's the guy to rejuvenate this defense. Gabriel had a bit of a nightmare, but he saved himself this game. And Odegaard, of course, has had a fantastic start to the season. I think he scored. Let's turn my microphone down a bit. I think he scored the same amount of goals he did last season already. So it's looking up for him. It's looking up for him, and just we're not into was it third gear right now, but we're starting to click, and it's looking exciting. Kallum, over celebrating. It was Fulham, but did Arsenal over celebrate a bit?
Oh, you know what? I'm not one of these celebration police. Like, you want a game in the last few minutes, enjoy the celebrations. I can't lie, I'm concerned though, because not only are you getting the results, but you're playing well. And I don't know where this has come from. Like, at the end of last season, you lot bottled it. We're being honest, you bottled it.
We did.
Against poor teams as well. And all of a sudden, like, things are just clicking. Players are looking good. I'm seeing like a sense of unity amongst the squad. And as a Spurs fan, it worries me. Because, yeah, we're getting good results, but the football is not the best. I feel like you lot are really building something over there. So, yeah, big you up. But you ain't winning the league or nothing.
There's room over here. Come to M5. Come.
I'm good. I'm good right here.
Kojo, what you take on Arsenal? You seem to be not on board with my top four shout.
No, I honestly don't know about the top four yet. You know me, I'm always waiting to for the window to finish before I put anything out there, because I mean, like, even for my own team, I think we're buying some decent players, but until I see how they perform together, I'm not going to waste my breath, because we buy players all the time and then Scott McTominay and Fred still start anyway. So, you know, nothing really changes there. But no, for you guys, no, you started very well. The football's been very good, and I was saying to pretty much any Arsenal fan I've spoken to since the beginning of the season, like, there's a different swagger to your football this year. I think the replacement of Lacazette and Gabriel Jesus is huge. That's a huge difference in quality. And you can see that with the team going forward. You can see there's much more fluidity. The link-up's better. The movement's better. Jesus is good at linking up play, but he also has a much better eye for goal as well. So, you know, and I think that helps with your Odegaards, and even someone like Xhaka, who's looking like a second striker more than a midfielder. You know, so it's a promising start for you. But I always say it for the teams that start well, it's all about the challenges, isn't it? Now, Fulham was the first challenge because maybe last season, after that mistake by Gabriel, you're not coming back into the game. That could be for whatever reason, whether it's the team losing some spirit, whether it's maybe Lacazette not being a good enough forward to help you get back into games. Could be anything.
Definitely that one.
But you know, you came back into the game. Now the first challenge will be us, because we weren't good last season. We beat you at Old Trafford. Obviously, you beat us in the return game at the Emirates. But you know, going off how both teams were, I think more people were expecting Arsenal to get a win more than United. But that's football, isn't it? So we play you guys
7. No, so
because of Ronaldo, yeah. So we got you guys first game, or first challenge really is Sunday, and then we see how you deal with the other guys. Because if you want to finish in the top 4, you got to beat your Tottenhams, you got to beat your Chelseas. City, I mean, you hope to beat them. They're more title challenges than anything. So, we'll see.
Oh, don't worry about it.
Okay, then please do your thing. So let's see when the challenges come, because you have started very well. Palace dealt with you last season. You dealt with them this season. It wasn't the most convincing performance, but it was a win. Regardless, you dealt with them. You got your W. So yeah, let's see what Arsenal do, man. It's very early in the season for me to call anything, if I'm being honest, because I don't know how it's gonna go. But it's a good start. So let's see what you guys. I think you're gonna smoke Villa, but United would be the first challenge. Let's see how you deal with Man United on Sunday.
Man United on Sunday, but last Sunday there was a game. Nottingham Forest 0, Tottenham 2. Begrudgingly, Kallum, I have to say you are playing well as well. So there we go, tit for tat. There we go, back and forth.
You
Harry
think so?
Kane.
You think we're playing well?
I think so. You're winning. You're playing Antonio Conte football. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I mean,
There's no. It doesn't look good, but it gets results.
Yeah, from Conte, I mean, I'm not expecting us to play tiki-taka possession football. That's not what he does. But at the same time, I'm not like I know there's a big divide right now between the fan base. Obviously, I'm happy with getting the results. 10 points from a possible 12 draw at Chelsea. I'll take it, of course. But bro, like the way we're playing, it looks like we got nothing in midfield. And I'm hearing fans saying, "Oh, well, like Son's not been great and we're not playing well." But imagine when we do start playing well, that's like the more positive approach. But I'm looking at that thinking, is this sustainable when we come up against the bigger teams? I mean, Son needs to pull his socks up for one. But I'm not seeing anything in midfield. Like you watch Tottenham play, we signed Basuma, he's not getting no minutes. It just obviously Højbjerg was decent against Forest, fair play to him. But I don't know, I'm not convinced. Like I need to see more. I'm not sure how sustainable this is over the course of the season. I mean, when Jose started last season, we was playing the same kind of football. We was getting the results, and everyone's saying, "Oh, I'll take the points. Like I'll take playing like this if we're picking up the points." But it didn't last. Is it going to last under Conte? I'm not too sure. I'm staying reserved. I'm not on this. Title challenge or we're aiming for fourth. Ultimately, you want to improve on last season, so I'd love to finish third. But that's as far as it goes for me.
I can't believe I'm saying this, Colleen, but I think Callum's being a bit of a downer there. I do hear your points about this. You can see the similarities between Jose Mourinho and Antonio Conte, but I feel like Antonio Conte has the much better team, a much younger team, a much fresher team than what Jose Mourinho inherited at Spurs. So I feel like Tottenham can push on beyond this. Do you agree, Colleen?
I'm in two minds. I'm going to be honest, because it's the only reason I'm in two minds is because of the Conte factor. That's it. If I watched the games and not known it was Antonio Conte, I'd been like, this is unsustainable. I think I watched you at home to Wolves as well.
That first half was shocking.
It wasn't. It's not good, and I take a lot of delight in saying that. But I'm trying to be as straight as possible here. But because of Antonio Conte, it's just one of those ones where you're going to have to put up with it and see what happens, because I can really. It's like we're going to be saying this each week. It feels like. Because of him, I'm not thinking of the unsustainability. I'm thinking of they're just going to keep doing this, and we're going to be like, how are they still winning? How are they still beating these teams? Because he's hard as nails really with Spurs, but everyone wants to see their team play nicer football. But it's Conte. I guess I think it's the same thing that Kojo said to Arsenal. It's the same thing for Spurs. Until we really see it against teams in top 6, top 8, then we'll know a little bit more, I guess.
I mean, Kojo, there always seems to be a way with teams. There's a West Ham way of playing football. Now, there's a Spurs way of playing football. There's an Arsenal way. There's all these type of ways. Then it all consists or boils down to playing nice football. Now, I'm of the mind. I don't really agree. So if you get Ryan's comment up there, Conte being the most overrated. I don't know if he's overrated. I think I think he has a style, and the style doesn't look very pretty. Because every time I watch Spurs, there's like 11 men behind the ball and they're defending. That obviously nobody wants to see that, especially when you're, say, a quote unquote big team. But it's a style that gets results from Conte. I mean, he's a champion.
Wait. What do you mean by that? What do you mean, quote unquote big team?
Spurs. Last time you won a trophy.
2011.
There we go. Kojo, back to you.
God damn. Damn, I'm rattled. What's the question? Conte,
overrated or not? Let's go for that one.
Oh no, I don't think he's overrated. The thing is, I know people are gonna doubt him because of his record in Europe. It's not good. His record in Europe is not good. But I always say this: the catalogue or maybe the list of winners of European trophies is not that big. The list of names is and the team to competing against is not easy. You know what I mean? And yes, he's managed Juventus, good team. He's managed Inter Milan, very good team. You know what I mean? So it's not like he's not had teams that are, or he's managed clubs that are not in European contention. But in those years when he managed them, the teams that they would have played against or gone up against in the finals were not child's play. They were fantastic teams. So I wouldn't beat him with a stick with that, because if I'm being super, super harsh, Sir Ferguson is known as one of the greatest managers of all time. He only won it twice in 27 years. So it's not easy. But domestically, he runs the show. No one can deny that. Chelsea champion, Juventus champion, Inter champion. When he goes to the domestic game, he runs things. Now, I know people are going to be hesitant because with Tottenham and their domestic history, it's not so much that. But the Conte factor is a big thing, and people are worrying about the type of players he signs. I don't know if Kallum was part of that conversation when Dan James was linked with them. I know he was definitely fuming. I saw that, and in my head I was like, he took Matteo Darmian, and Darmian started scoring last week for Inter Milan, and they won the league. So I understand the hesitation, because trust me, I saw it, and when he signed players for Inter Milan from Man United, actually younger than them, man, I was like, what do you want with these guys? But they were winning trophies. So I wouldn't fight it. If he wants the guy for a reason, let him do his thing. If it fails, that's his bad. But if it somehow succeeds, that's what he does. Honestly, that's what he does. We can literally, in the future, maybe give him 5 more years, and you'll have a list of names for each position of players that were average that he made look fantastic for a year. Victor Moses, Darmian, the list goes on and on and on. So who knows, man? Who knows? Maybe he wants to do a thing with Dan James and the rest of them. He could do a thing with Tottenham. I don't think it'll be a league title, but they need to win a trophy. That's for sure. So, a League Cup or FA Cup will do them the world of good. If they win a league title, Jesus Christ, I don't know. I don't know what the hell I'd do, because I'd be severely confused.
Because you love Tottenham so much, right?
I said severely confused, and this is what you're doing.
London-based United fans, man. I
told you. I want to say this one more time. I loved Tottenham because it was so easy to get Carrick and Berbatov away from them. Very simple, very
bro. The Berbatov one broke my heart. Like that.
I know. It's a beautiful day for me. It broke City hearts as well. They were fuming. How can you pay for a flight for someone to come to Manchester, and then my boss meets him instead, and he drives in our car? Hey, Charles play, man.
The thing is, though, Kojo, I hear what you're saying about Conte makes these average players better, but I can't stand this. Like, there's a constant thing in the Spurs fan base. If Conte wants him, I want him. I don't want Dan James anywhere near my football club.
I hear it.
Only gone from being linked with wingers like Zaha, who, I never thought that would happen, but from actual quality wingers that would improve our team, to Daniel James. He's got a bit of pace, and he can whip a good ball in 1 out of 10 times.
Would you be happy with Carrasco? Because I heard he's been linked as well.
Yes, yeah. I mean, I'll be honest, I don't watch the Spanish league every week. I don't know the most about him, but from what I've read from people that do watch it all the time, he's versatile, can play right wing back, right wing. He fits the kind of the profile of wing back we need. But where I'm concerned still is our squad. Like, people from outsiders will look at our window and think, we signed 7 players, a couple good names in there. Obviously, I'm very happy with Basuma, Perisic. But as a whole, you look at our defense. Romero got injured the other day. I think he's coming back soon. But we're back to a back three of Ben Davies, Dyer, Sanchez. Admittedly, Dyer and Ben Davies have improved under Conte, but it's not good enough still. Sanchez, and this is where we talk about stats and how for me, I'm more of an eye test man. Davinson Sanchez hasn't conceded in 9 hours. You think, oh wow, what a centre back. The guy's terrible. The guy's needy, man. Like, he's not a top 4 centre back. So, like, one Romero injury away from just having that same back three, and then we're playing a formation that relies on creativity from our wing backs. We've got that from Perisic now. Emerson and Doherty is our wing backs. The right wing back spot was the main spot we needed to fill this window, and we bought Spence, who can't even get 2 minutes. So, and then when all the cup competitions start, Champions League, bro, I'm not convinced that we can sustain this type of results over the course of the season.
I hear that.
A brief mention of Harry Kane. I think he got up to 3rd highest goal scorer in the Premier League so far in what eight years, which is absolutely insane. Just an insane return for 0 trophies, Colleen, right?
I didn't want to be the one to say it, but
No, I can't. No, you know, I can't even have this. Like, cool, no trophies, whatever. But
Nah.
when you're talking on Harold Edward Kane, MBE, you gotta put some respect on his name. Man.
I like that.
When it's all said and done, yeah, whether he wins no trophies, whether he
no.
wins no trophies or whatever, when it's all said and done, he's a Premier League legend. I don't care about the no
Listen,
trophies.
when it's all said and done, he's going to do an interview on like Piers Morgan or something like that, like 40, and he'll be like to him, "Do you regret not leaving Spurs and winning, a Premier League or even a World Cup?" He's going to be like, "Yeah, I should have left." Like 1000%, he's going to regret it.
No, he will. I agree, he will.
He's top guy. I think he's world class, but the trophies play a factor. Like the closest person comparable is what, Matt Letizia? The closest person I can think of who, because he didn't win anything with Southampton, no?
Damn.
No, you're right. But he's miles ahead of where Letizia is.
And yet they both have the same cabinet at home. So what are
The
we
thing
doing?
is, though, if Kane was to get a move to a Bayern Munich or whatever, score 40 goals and win the Bundesliga and the Champions League, it doesn't automatically make him a better player.
No, but you
Because
want
he
to.
will have them trophies in his cabinet.
He's
It doesn't.
so good though. It's so like
It's
even
a shame. It is a shame. I agree.
like, wow, you were this good and you have.
He
Yeah,
deserves
nothing
trophies.
to show for it. Golden boots aren't enough.
If I was Kane, I'd leave. I would have left Tottenham. I'd have been gone out of there. Trophy.
Yeah.
A player of his caliber deserves trophies. But as a Tottenham fan, keep him locked underneath the stadium all year round. He ain't going nowhere.
See, now you understand Death Row Records, baby.
Yeah. We need to sign him to that new contract ASAP. Conte's got a whisper in his ear, big plans, whatever.
If he doesn't
Keep
sign a
him here.
contract, do you reckon? Say you guys don't win a trophy. Fast forward to this time next year. Do you reckon Kane and Son are still there?
He should go. And yeah, he should probably. Yeah, if I was him, I'm gone.
How many years has he got left on his contract? I swear he's got like 3 years left.
I think
He's
it's
got
now.
himself into something dumb.
Yeah, it was like a 6-year contract.
Yeah, it was a big boy contract he signed in 2017.
Yeah, that's why you don't use your family as your intermediaries.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta respect it though. He's trying to put his brother on, get him a payday or whatever. But at the same time,
give his brother £1 million, man. What's wrong with that? It's that simple.
Yeah,
now he's locked into Tottenham, but it is what it is. To be fair, I do agree. He goes down as a Premier League legend if he and I do believe he will break Alan Shearer's record because I don't think he's going anywhere outside of the league. He doesn't seem like the person to travel out elsewhere. But then again, I don't see him going anywhere else in the league as well. So I think you might have him locked down because the City ain't gonna need him. I don't think Liverpool won't need him. Chelsea maybe.
But if he goes Chelsea, I'm cutting all ties with him.
Well, there you go. Boom. So there you go. So I don't think he'll go Chelsea either. So
no, we don't do business with Chelsea anyway.
Yes, he's got limited options. So I feel like he will stay at Spurs. He will break Alan Shearer's record, and he might have a wonderful career. Who knows? But
might win a trophy. Who knows?
He won't win a trophy. Yeah, I mean, he won't win a trophy, but I do think he'll have a wonderful career. Anyway. Of course, there's one glimmer moment in that match that has the headlines. Richarlison and his showboating. Let's put quotation marks there. What's your initial reaction to that, Kojo? Was it showboating? Was it unnecessary?
He did 4 kick-ups, man. He did 4 kick-ups. He flicked the ball up, did one of his knee, did one of his foot, and brought the ball down and passed it. And Shay Given has gone on the radio and said that he would have run down the length of the pitch to take him out. Jermaine Pennant has told him that as a professional footballer, he has not earned the right to do 4 kick-ups on a football pitch. What the hell,
Jamie Carragher, man.
You know what? I don't even want to mention his name because he hasn't got the flair to do 2 kick-ups anyway. So I like, it's one of them ones where I'm just like, in this country, do we hate flair that much? And I'm calling it flair. It's kick-ups. It's
That no, but I feel like for me, because it wasn't it was just kick-ups, it felt kind of disrespectful, especially being that late in the game, being the fact that the game was done. Like, it was unnecessary. It wasn't going anywhere. Like, I'm all for skill, I'm all for showboating, but do something with it. Like, it
He missed
seemed like
his
it was
pass afterwards, I swear. He didn't even pass it correctly after.
okay, cool. But then, all right, cool. If they're not happy about it, yeah, he got chopped. The guy took him out after.
Here's the thing. I'm glad he got chopped, but I also think that he should have been sent off. Not Richarlison, the guy that did the chopping.
Oh yeah,
That was nuts. He tried to finish him, man. That was so unnecessary. But boy,
I think this noise is all just over the top because it's selective. Jamie Carragher's pissed off about it. When Luis Diaz was doing it last season with his controls and everything, he wasn't mouthing off. Gary Neville, I'm sure he hasn't said anything in public, but he's probably saying, that's so disrespectful. But I'm sure he was clapping when Nani did it many times in the football pitch. Bruv, players do these things, man. It is what it is. He got chopped. They didn't like it. Forest didn't like it. That's cool. That's for Forest to deal with. That's not for Shay Given to try and say, yeah, well, if it was playing for me in my day, and when I was playing for Newcastle, I would have ran past Shola Miobi and Titus Bramble and Celestine Babayaro just to chop this guy down because
in the center of midfield as well, man.
Honestly, man, this country just hates. They hate flair, man. They hate flair. If Harry Kane did a step over and then shot, they would have lauded it for the heavens. But a guy that's done 4 kickouts in a game that's already finished and they're crying. I lie, man.
If Harry Kane did a step over, it would have looked like Lukaku step over.
No, come on, man. Kane's got more tech than him. I
Kane
seen Kane step over.
You surprised? Nah, I don't agree.
It, bro. Slightly silky.
Lukaku step over looking like Cisco, man. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Lukaku one.
Oh my God. There are games going on right now. Fulham versus Brighton, Crystal Palace, Brentford, Southampton, Chelsea, Everton, Leeds, all 0-0. But we don't care about those games. We're going to get into the preview for the games that are going on tomorrow. And boy, it's quite an interesting one. Manchester City, Nottingham Forest. Let's go there. Kojo. Yeah.
It's gonna be a working, man. That's as simple as it gets. I don't think it'll be 9-0, but it'll be a working. Yeah, I think I fully expect City win. I think Haaland might be rested for this one because Pep was talking about rotation and midweek games and all that stuff. So I think you'll probably see Julian Alvarez, who is another good player anyway. So it's not really a painful loss. Other than that, I think you're gonna see a win. So yeah, and as we speak, it's 1-0 Chelsea.
Oh,
there you go. What's your guys' take on Haaland this season? I think he's already up there with one of the best in the league right now for me. Colleen,
I agree. I mean, I think he's only just getting started. I don't think he's even got out of third gear yet. I think, and to be as like a rival, it's painful to say, but I love it for the league. Like, I love it when, you get all these great players, even like with Zach going to Newcastle. I just love it. And I'm really hoping we get to watch him for a lot longer. As long as it's not against Arsenal, he doesn't embarrass us. We can embarrass everyone else.
Colleen, you know what's going to happen. You know what's going to happen. So it's just honestly accept it. Kallum, what's your take on Haaland? I think he's been, like I said, I think he's been a revelation. He hasn't had that many touches. They struggle to find him. But when they do, he's lethal.
Yeah, I can't say I'm surprised. I mean, everyone knows he was brilliant at Dortmund. There's always a thing about Bundesliga, is that going to transfer over to the Prem? But you look at his size, pace, finishing ability. He had all of the attributes of a player that will make it in the Prem. So it's no surprise that he started so well. I have to admit that I didn't think that his abilities were best suited to City. I would have thought he would have made more sense for even a Liverpool or maybe a Chelsea. But I mean, if you're a quality striker playing up front at City, you're going to get goals. And someone of Haaland's ability, he might hit to 28 this season. So, and I like Colleen said, I like having the best players in the world in the Prem, entertaining to watch. Obviously, you don't want to see it against your team. I feel like he's going to break the Tottenham curse. I mean, the last couple of seasons we've been beating City. I feel like he might be the man to stop that. God forbid.
There we go. There we go. I'm kind of rooting for Haaland in that one, to be honest with you. But it is what it is. Is what it is. Colleen Arsenal. We take on Steven Gerrard's Aston Villa, and I believe it was you that called a certain English manager a bum earlier on this podcast. Did I hear correctly?
Maybe. Maybe.
Oh, we agree. We agree, but we move.
Honestly, he's been crap for Villa. But well, do you know what? A part of me was like, I think he's been really poor for them, like as a manager, considering the money he's spent. But then I'm like, is he actually really just performing how a Villa manager should be performing in the modern Aston Villa? I don't rate Villa. Like I know they've been like pumping a bit of money in, but
Got a
take
lot
away
of money.
it's giving me same old Villa vibes. So is it just because he's Steven Gerrard and did like doing a job in Scotland? No disrespect to Scotland, but it's not it. Like, if you don't do a job in Scotland, it's worrying, really. So I'm calling him a bum just because, why not? Agenda's got her agenda. But he could be doing a bit better with the players that he's got. But for Arsenal against them, can only seem to be one way. We're full of confidence. I think they're stuttering. It shouldn't be. If this is something that if this is one of the banana skins, I think I'm not going to be happy. I'm really not going to be happy. It's not going to show the progress that I'm looking for.
Yeah.
But no doubt, but we're champions elect, so it's fine.
I mean, our next few games are looking very, very winnable. So we do have Villa. We got Manchester United away, which is our first test, big test. Everton at home, Brentford away, which was one of those banana skins the last season.
Don't even remind us.
And then we got Tottenham, and then we got Liverpool. So how many points? So how many games have we got there? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games there. How many points are you expecting?
I mean, let me give my explanation first.
Go for it.
I honestly think it depends on, because it's not like we have a week in between. A lot of these fixtures are like 3 or 4 days between each other. I'm a bit worried because we've already got El Neni out for a long time, for quite a little while now. Thomas Partey's out for a few games. Are we going to bring in another midfielder? We need to see, because even if you shift Zinchenko into the middle and have Lokonga and Jack or whoever, KT isn't reliable. So it's when we start to get to this area, I'm worried. Now, based off of current form, if I put that to one side and based off of current form today, I don't fear any of these teams, including Liverpool. I don't think they've shown me anything to be fearful of. Doesn't mean they can't beat us. I'm just not scared of them like I would be the last couple of seasons. If United can beat them, hell, why can't I dream? Why can't I dream? and Tottenham, I think we have them at home. I think it's fair to say when we have Tottenham at home, we win. When we go away to Tottenham, we don't win. It's kind of been the theme of the North London derby for the last few years. So I don't see why these games shouldn't be winnable, but we will drop some points there because I just don't see this. We did have a decent squad depth, but we all knew up front and in midfield we're probably a player or two light. So it kind of depends. I think if we don't bring anyone in, we could be in a bit of trouble.
I mean, we got that Ukrainian winger right now, right? I don't know how to pronounce his name, but
I know the Shakhtar Donetsk.
Yeah.
I mean, from what I've seen of him from YouTube compilations, seems all right. I don't watch Donetsk like that. I have no reason to not be optimistic about Arsenal. I'll be negative about Arsenal when it's time to be. I'm sure we'll drop points, but as of the current form, why should we not go into every game confident that we're going to get 3 points?
Yeah.
There we go. We'll move on to you, Kallum. You got West Ham tomorrow away from home. Might be. I don't know. It usually is a tricky one because West Ham are do play well against you, especially when it comes to derbies. But they've not been on the greatest form, and you obviously have 10 points out of 12. So going into that, I'm pretty sure you're full of confidence.
Full of confidence might be stretching it a little bit. I mean, they spent a lot of money this window, but they lost 3-1-1, so they've had a poor start to the season. But I mean, it's West Ham. We're their cup final. They hate us. I don't think we really care about them, but they'll be right up for it. It's going to be a difficult game, but at the same time, I'd expect a win, but maybe we drop points. Maybe we get a humble draw. I'm excited to see Basuma come in because I think Benacor's got a slight injury, so Basuma should be starting. I need Richarlison to start. I mean, he's looked so much better in the 30 minutes he's played this season compared to Son, who's just been terrible from the start. So yeah, I like to see a bit of rotation and hopefully 3 points. I don't think there's any reason why we can't get that win.
I mean, just rate your transfer window out of 10 right now, because I mean, at the very when I think you started off pretty well because you did get, like you said before, you did get the numbers, but you don't seem the quality of the players that you seem upset with. But then again,
mean-
like, I personally believe that because of who your manager was, he would get the best out of them.
I mean, everyone. Well, a lot of Spurs fans think it's harsh, but I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 10.
5.
Yeah, because we haven't improved the two worst positions in our starting lineup, being left centre back and right wing back. We haven't improved them positions at all, and we've improved squad depth. I'm happy with Richarlison coming off the bench. I'm happy with Basuma. I like him to start at some point. I'm very happy with Perisic. So we've improved that depth. But at the same time, we've got rid of a lot of players on loans. No obligation to buy. Reguilon's gone. Ndombele, Lo Celso, Winks. These are players that weren't performing, but they've gone. They've been replaced by better replacements. But this is just the squad that we're strengthening. Our starting lineup not much stronger than it was. And now, if we're talking about players like Dan James and that, it's a 5 out of 10 for me. Obviously, Rome weren't built in a day. All of that, can't replace the whole squad or whatever. But we haven't improved our two worst positions, so it can't be any higher than a 5 out of 10.
I mean, Kojo will come back to you for Liverpool versus Newcastle. Now, Newcastle, they did get the draw against Wolves after a very good goal from St. Maximin. But what did they? They took City to the brink as well, if I'm remembering correctly this season, right? Yep. So Liverpool, yes, they did get a 9-0 victory, but they have had a rocky start. What's your take on that one?
Newcastle have a big difficulty in that St. Maximin, Bruno Gomes, and Callum Wilson are all injured for this game. So if we're talking Matt Ritchie, then the game changes, man. But I mean, I don't know. It's still a banana skin because regardless, Newcastle are full of confidence, and even though their team they've made improvements, and there's still some players that they will eventually weed out, and but that's play for now. The truth is, when you're playing a team that's on cloud 9, they're really full of confidence. They really feel they can get back into any game. They've got nothing to lose against Liverpool. And I don't think Eddie House is actually going to go into this game and fully sit back against Liverpool either. I think that'd be stupid to do, and I think he knows that. So, I think you're going to see maybe like a Dan Burn at left back again, probably Fabian Schär and whoever else, Botman, send back together with them. So I think Trippier probably fit as well for this game. So they've still got a chance to cause some trouble. And like you said at the beginning of this podcast, Liverpool have not defended well this season. They haven't defended well at all. So it's still a banana skin regardless, but they are missing 3 of the talisman, and that's a big problem for them, especially Bruno, who runs midfield most time. And St. Maximin is he's their man. I mean, you don't know what you're going to get with his end product, but regardless, he's a troublemaker for most defenses. And I'm pretty sure Trent is very, very happy that he's not facing St. Maximin. I mean, barring a miracle, he could come and play, but at the same time, I reckon it won't be Matt Rich. I think it'll be Ryan Fraser. Fraser's a little nippy lad. He's very quick. Again, his end product is a bit here and there as well, but he's very quick. And it was like Trent struggles to defend against most people that come at him, let alone the speedy ones. So it'll be interesting to see what they do. But I'm still going to go with a Liverpool win, but maybe like a 3-1 rather than a 9-0.
Final game, guys, that's coming this week. Leicester versus Manchester United. Now, Leicester, Colleen, if there was going to be a manager that would have got sacked, I would have thought Brendan Rodgers would be the first to go, because they have not done well considering the squad that they have, and they have lost quite a few players. They have lost Fofana this week, and they haven't bought many players, but still, Rodgers hasn't exactly been lighting up trees, pulling up trees, and since last season, I'd say.
I feel a bit. I'm in 2 minds because I think Leicester's probably like a level. It's Rodgers' level. I don't think he really get that top 6 kind of club now. I think that ship's kind of sailed unless he does a miracle. I mean, they've got about 28 first team players on their books, and they obviously can't shift the ones that are on their peripherals because no one wants them, and then the ones that everyone wants are the backbone of their team. So I feel sorry for him. I think if they were going to sell him, they should have just sold him already. Playing him against Arsenal was ludicrous. He had about the first 4 minutes he was great. After that, he was crap for them. I don't know what he's going to do, if I'm being honest with you, because they still have a very core group, but I don't know if it's now a lack of belief that's going on. They're just not looking great. So I think United will probably get their third win in a row, if I'm being honest with you.
Kallum, agree?
Yeah, begrudgingly, I reckon United will pick up another win. I feel like, I mean, with Leicester, I mean, Brendan Rodgers specifically is known for bottling it over the last few seasons. They put together a good few run of games, and then they always fall short of, the top four or around even the top six sometimes. I feel like he's got a difficult job on his hands. But, Leicester ain't started great. Maybe they turn it around. I'm not too sure. I reckon that game could be a draw. United could fall off, but I still think they'll get a win though. I don't know how soon Anthony will get involved, or maybe Kojo can shed some light on that.
No, Anthony. I think Anthony will be a bit too late for that game. Sunday is more than enough time, so I think for the Arsenal game he'll probably be on the bench. I don't think they'll start him. I'll be surprised if they start him. But no, I don't think he'll start. Or even be on the bench for Leicester. As for this game, now I should be confident, but hear me out. After that game where we were, I think, 3-1 up, and then Vardy and Okazaki came to destroy the party, that 5-3, we had annihilated them after that game, home and away. We keep beating them, and then it turns out we haven't beaten Leicester in the Premier League since 2020.
Really?
So, yeah, since December 2020. I think obviously we played them earlier in the year. I'm not sure what that result was. Oh no, that's when we beat them to confirm Champions League spot. But after that, we haven't beaten them in the league. So then started a new season after lockdown in 2020. Towards the end of 2020, we didn't secure a good result against them. It's been one draw and the rest are losses. So I should, in hindsight, knowing how poor they've been, I know we've not been fantastic, but knowing how poor they've been and they're rock bottom on the table right now, I should be confident. But knowing how we've performed against them in recent time, I'm not too confident. I'm still going to go for United win. I think obviously new manager, better players. I think you'll see Casemiro start this game. You're definitely not seeing Luke Shaw and Maguire start this game, so I'm absolutely calm about that, which is a big thing for me, obviously. And, I think the front three are starting to, whatever the front three is going to be, at least we have a bit more of a cohesion going forward. It looks like we're making a lot more sense going forward these days. So I still think we will win, but I am very cautious. I will probably go with United 2-1. I don't think we keep a clean sheet in this one, but we should deal with this Leicester side. And if they lose this game, I'm honestly going to say I think it's time for Rodgers to just go. I think it's done. I think it should have been gone after the FA Cup final. You won it. That's a beautiful way to close the chapter. Take a break or a little bit or go somewhere else. But obviously that didn't happen, and they've not leveled up since. So I think after this game, it's probably time to say bye-bye.
Time to say bye-bye, Brendan. And I think there we shall wrap it up. Thank you guys for joining us. Thank you guys for listening, watching, however you consume the match report. Thank you guys from the bottom of our hearts. There we go. But of course, we can't leave without you guys telling us where they can find you. So we'll start with you, Colleen. Where can they find you?
If it's not on my personal handle, I'm always on the terrace 2-3 times a week and on the Beat London on Saturday mornings.
Kallum, where can they find you, sir?
Yeah, Twitter's down there. You can these days catch me on the Big Six Bench channel there on the Tottenham show, usually every Tuesday evening. But that's about it. Appreciate you having me, guys.
Goja, finally, where can they find us?
Here on YouTube, the match report, all the audios, and your socials still 3 in midfield, the number 3 in midfield. Yeah, like, subscribe, all that good stuff.
All of that good stuff. Thank you for watching. Good night.